This audiobook unveils the Manifestation Codex, a sacred blueprint for attracting your desires through divine alignment. You'll discover how the universe responds to your energy with signs, synchronicities, and the invisible codes of creation. What you seek has always been seeking you. The Manifestation Codex. Introduction. In the sacred rhythm of eternity, there arises a divine convergence, a moment foretold in the stars, when the seeker dissolves into the sought, and the veil between intention and creation lifts. That moment is now, and you are the chosen vessel. These hallowed writings, bound in silence and starlight, carry the breath of forgotten wisdom, echoes of a truth whispered across dimensions by those who mastered the arcane architecture of manifestation. What you hold is no mere book, but a living codex, an ancient transmission encoded with frequencies only the attuned may hear. All creation flows through hidden geometries, celestial algorithms that spin thought into matter and longing into life. Passed from oracle to oracle, these sacred formulas have been protected within secret lineages, waiting for a soul such as yours to awaken to their call. Know this: what you desire has always known your name. Within the quantum seas of the unseen, every possibility already exists, vibrating in harmony with your deepest essence. This codex is the alchemical bridge, connecting your current perception to the infinite lattice of potential that awaits. As you read, a sacred remembrance may stir within you, not of something newly learned, but something ancient remembered. That is the soul's signal. You are not discovering these truths, you are returning to them. The synchronicities that led you here were not chance. They were signatures of divine alignment. Each trial, each unanswered question, each longing that would not let you rest, were signs of the Codex calling you home. Here, the mystical marries the scientific, the ancient entwines with the modern, and the seen embraces the unseen. You now stand at the luminous crossroads of spirit and energy, where the architecture of creation becomes visible to the awakened eye. Through these pages, the dormant creator within you shall rise. You will remember the vibrational language of the cosmos. You will not merely read, you will recalibrate. The universe awaits your command, encoded in light, spoken in frequency. Before we begin, please hit the like button and comment below where in the world you are listening from today. Part 1. The Awakening Signals, When the Veil First Lifts. Chapter 1. The Whisper Before Words. In a small village where time seemed to flow like honey, there lived a clockmaker named Ezra. His weathered hands had crafted timepieces for over 50 years, each one a testament to precision and care. One morning, as sunlight filtered through his workshop's dusty windows, Ezra noticed something extraordinary. While contemplating a particularly joyful memory of his granddaughter, every clock in his shop began to chime in perfect harmony, a symphony that defied mechanical explanation. The universe speaks in a language more ancient than words. Its vocabulary consists of moments that defy probability, of coincidences too perfect to be chance. When you align your consciousness with this sacred frequency, reality begins to respond in ways that transcend ordinary understanding. These are not random events, but direct communications from the infinite intelligence that orchestrates all of creation. Just as waves ripple across a pond from a single stone's touch, your thoughts send vibrations through the quantum field. The universe answers these vibrations not through thunderous proclamations, but through subtle arrangements of circumstance and possibility. Each synchronicity serves as a signpost, confirming that you walk in harmony with universal forces. In another village lived Eleanor, a young seamstress whose nimble fingers wove stories into fabric. She began to notice something peculiar in her daily work. Whenever she focused intently on needing a specific color of thread, that very shade would appear mysteriously in her work basket the following day. At first, she dismissed these occurrences as mere chance. Yet, as the pattern continued, she realized she had stumbled upon a profound truth about the nature of attention and manifestation. These tales of Ezra and Eleanor reveal the same timeless principle. The universe maintains a constant dialogue with those who learn to listen. The clockmaker's chiming timepieces and the seamstress's manifesting threads demonstrate how reality responds to focused consciousness. Your thoughts are like magnets, drawing to you the very experiences and circumstances that match their frequency. Sacred practice. The synchronicity. Activation. Find a quiet space each morning as the sun rises. Sit in stillness for 5 minutes, breathing deeply. Ask the universe to reveal 3 synchronicities throughout your day. Keep a manifestation journal close, recording each meaningful coincidence as it occurs. Note the patterns that emerge, the messages hidden within these cosmic arrangements. Through this practice, you will begin to recognize the subtle language through which the universe guides your path toward manifestation. Chapter 2. The Sacred Frequency. In a quaint town among rolling hills, Thomas, a master piano tuner, practiced his craft with unwavering dedication. Each morning he would enter the grand music hall carrying his collection of tuning forks, each one calibrated to a precise musical note. One day, while working on a magnificent Steinway, he made a discovery that would forever change his understanding of universal harmony. As he struck his tuning forks, he noticed they would only cause sympathetic vibrations in strings that matched their exact frequency. No amount of willing or wishing could make a C-sharp fork resonate with a G string. This natural law reveals the fundamental principle governing all creation. Every thought you hold, every emotion you experience, radiates a specific vibrational signature into the quantum field. Like Thomas's tuning forks, these vibrations can only attract and manifest experiences that match their precise frequency. When you exist in a state of lack, worry, or doubt, you become like a fork tuned to those lower frequencies, drawing more experiences that match that energy. However, when you cultivate feelings of abundance, joy, and certainty, you naturally attract circumstances that mirror those higher vibrations. Along the storm-swept shores of a distant coast, Agnes tended her lighthouse with steadfast care. Through years of observation, she discovered that ships could only navigate safely to harbor when her beacon emitted its designated frequency. If the light's pattern changed even slightly, vessels would miss their mark, drawn off course by competing signals. Night after night, she maintained the precise rhythm that guided sailors home. Just as Agnes's lighthouse beacon guided ships through darkness, your emotional frequency serves as a beacon drawing experiences into your life. When you maintain steady vibrations of what you desire, be it love, abundance, or peace, You become a lighthouse for those manifestations, guiding them unerringly to your shore. To harness this ancient principle, select one desire you wish to manifest. Find a quiet space where you can remain undisturbed for 10 minutes each day. Close your eyes and imagine already possessing what you seek. But rather than focusing on the physical form, immerse yourself in the emotional frequency, the deep gratitude, the bubbling excitement, the unwavering certainty that accompanies its fulfillment. Let these feelings saturate every cell of your being until you become a living tuning fork, vibrating in perfect harmony with your desire. Chapter 3: The Mirror of Creation. In a timeless workshop filled with gleaming metals and dancing flames, Henrietta crafted exquisite silver mirrors that captured not just reflections, but truth itself. As she polished each piece to perfection, she began noticing something extraordinary. No matter how she wished to see herself differently in the mirror's surface, it showed only what was present before it, without judgment or alteration. You, too, stand before the mirror of life, which operates under this same immutable principle. Your external world, your relationships, circumstances, and experiences serves as a flawless reflection of your inner landscape. Just as Henrietta's mirrors could not show what wasn't there, your reality cannot manifest what does not exist within your consciousness. When you gaze upon your life circumstances, you witness the precise reflection of your predominant thoughts, beliefs, and emotional patterns. If abundance flows freely into your experience, it mirrors your inner conviction of worthiness and prosperity. If struggle persists, it reflects internal beliefs about life's difficulty or scarcity. This mirror never lies, never distorts, and never fails to show you exactly what resides within. In a sunlit studio across town, Walter discovered this same truth through his camera lens. Day after day, he attempted to capture images of things he imagined should be there, only to find his photographs showing exactly what stood before his lens. Nothing more, nothing less. No amount of wanting or wishing could make his camera record something that didn't exist in its field of view. Your consciousness operates precisely like Walter's camera. It can only manifest what exists within its lens, your thoughts, beliefs, and emotional patterns. If you wish to photograph a rose garden, you must first plant the roses. Similarly, if you desire to manifest abundance, you must first cultivate abundant thoughts and feelings within. These reflections reveal a fundamental truth. Your external reality is neither random nor separate from you. It is the perfect mirror of your inner world. Each circumstance you encounter reflects some aspect of your consciousness back to you, offering an opportunity for deeper understanding and conscious creation. Sacred practice. Choose 3 situations in your current reality that cause you dissatisfaction. For each one, sit in quiet contemplation and ask, what belief within me is being reflected in this circumstance? Record your insights, recognizing that as you transform your inner landscape, the outer must inevitably shift to match this new reflection. Chapter 4: The Ancient Symbols. In ancient times, when stones still whispered their secrets to those who listened, there lived a master stoneworker named Cornelius. Each morning, as he shaped rough blocks into graceful forms, he began noticing peculiar patterns emerging in his work. Triangles that seemed to carve themselves, spirals that emerged unbidden from his chisel, and perfect circles that appeared as though guided by an unseen hand. At first, Cornelius dismissed these occurrences as mere coincidence. Yet these symbols began manifesting everywhere, in the morning dew on spider webs, in the arrangement of fallen leaves, in the clouds above his workshop. As he opened his awareness to these signs, he discovered each symbol carried a specific message, guiding him toward opportunities and away from obstacles. The universe speaks in a language far more ancient than words. It communicates through an eternal symbolic language that your soul inherently understands. These symbols appear in your daily life as sacred messengers, carrying wisdom that transcends ordinary communication. When you attune yourself to this divine dialogue, you begin recognizing the subtle guidance woven into the fabric of your reality. Every symbol that catches your attention carries specific vibrational information. Triangles often represent manifestation and creative power. Spirals speak of evolution and natural cycles. Circles reflect wholeness and completion. As you develop awareness of these symbolic messages, you'll discover the universe has been guiding your manifestation journey all along. In a humble kitchen across the village, Martha experienced this truth through her daily bread-making ritual. As she kneaded her dough each morning, she noticed mysterious patterns forming beneath her hands. On days when she prayed for clarity, the dough would spiral into perfect Fibonacci sequences. When she sought balance, it would form precise geometric mandalas. The more she aligned with these patterns, the more her prayers manifested with surprising precision. These patterns weren't random formations. They were the universe's response to Martha's deepest intentions. Speaking through the ancient language of sacred geometry, just as her bread dough revealed divine patterns, your environment constantly displays symbolic messages aligned with your manifestation journey. Sacred practice. For the next 7 days, maintain heightened awareness of the symbols that repeatedly appear in your experience. Notice the patterns that emerge in nature, in your dreams, in chance encounters, and in the seemingly mundane moments of daily life. Choose 3 symbols that most strongly draw your attention and resonate with your spirit. Each morning, as the sun rises and the veil between worlds is thinnest, spend 10 minutes in quiet meditation with one symbol. Sit in sacred stillness, breathing deeply, and allow its ancient wisdom to speak to your soul. Record any insights, messages, or guidance received in your manifestation journal. Through this devoted practice of symbolic attunement, you'll begin decoding the universe's eternal language, accessing ever deeper levels of manifestation wisdom that have guided seekers throughout the ages. Remember that these symbols are divine breadcrumbs, leading you toward your highest truth and greatest potential. Chapter 5. The Forgotten Map. In a time when maps held more mysteries than certainties, there lived a cartographer named George who devoted his life to crafting exquisite representations of the known world. Each evening, as he carefully linked coastlines and mountain ranges, he noticed something extraordinary. Beneath the visible geography, a second map would emerge, drawn in lines of shimmering gold that only he could see. These ethereal maps bore no relation to physical landmarks. Instead, they revealed pathways of possibility, showing how desires could manifest into reality. George discovered that within every map he created lay a hidden template, a divine blueprint revealing the exact route from wish to manifestation. You too possess these sacred blueprints within every desire that stirs your heart. Each longing carries within itself the complete instructions for its own fulfillment. Like a seed containing the full pattern of the mighty oak it will become. Your desires are not merely wishes, they are living cosmic codes, precise manifestation mathematics sent from the universe itself. When you hold a desire in your consciousness, you actually hold a complete manifestation map. Within it lies every step required for its achievement, every synchronicity needed for its unfolding, every lesson necessary for its realization. The key lies not in forcing manifestation, but in learning to read these divine blueprints already encoded within your desires. In a small village workshop, Rose the seamstress discovered this truth through her craft. While working on elaborate gowns, she noticed her scissors seemed guided by an invisible force, flowing naturally along perfect cutting lines she hadn't marked. The more she surrendered to this mysterious guidance, the more flawlessly her creations emerged. Just as Rose's scissors found their way guided by unseen patterns, your desires contain precise instructions for their own manifestation. They whisper to you through intuition, speak through synchronicities, and guide through dreams. Every desire is a living entity, carrying within itself the exact blueprint for its birth into physical reality. Sacred practice. Choose one heartfelt desire and sit with it in quiet meditation. Allow yourself to sink into a state of peaceful receptivity, creating sacred space for wisdom to emerge. Ask this desire to reveal its manifestation map to you, trusting that within its essence lies the perfect path to its fulfillment. In your manifestation journal, record every insight, image, or guidance that emerges, no matter how subtle or seemingly insignificant. Pay special attention to any steps that appear, timing that feels significant, or potential challenges that surface. Notice the whispers of intuition that guide you toward specific actions or opportunities. Continue this practice daily for one lunar cycle, surrendering to the natural rhythm of creation as your desire gradually unveils its divine blueprint through your dedicated attention. Like Rose's scissors finding their perfect path, your consciousness will attune to the precise frequencies needed to birth your desire into physical form. Chapter 6. The Sacred Mathematics. In a dusty study lined with mathematical treatises, Albert sat surrounded by columns of numbers, his quills scratching methodically across parchment. Night after night, he noticed something peculiar. Certain number sequences appeared far more frequently than probability would suggest. The numbers 111, 333, and 777 emerged with mysterious regularity, regardless of the calculations he performed. At first, Albert dismissed these patterns as coincidence. Yet, as the sequences continued appearing, he began documenting them meticulously. Soon, he observed that major breakthroughs in his work consistently aligned with specific number combinations. When 444 appeared, solutions manifested effortlessly. The sequence 888 heralded abundance, while 1111 preceded moments of profound insight. Within the eternal mathematics of existence, numbers serve as the universe's own language, a divine code revealing precise moments of manifestation. Each number carries its own vibrational frequency, its own message about timing and alignment. When you begin noticing repeated number sequences in your environment, you are receiving direct communication about your manifestation journey. These numerical patterns are not random. They are cosmic timestamps indicating when the quantum field is aligned for specific manifestations to emerge into physical form. Like coordinates on a cosmic map, they reveal exactly when to take action and when to remain patient. In a modern accounting firm across town, Beatrice discovered this truth through her work with business finances. While reviewing successful ventures, she noticed that profitable outcomes consistently corresponded with specific numerical patterns in founding dates, investment amounts, and even street addresses. The number 8 appeared prominently in highly profitable ventures, while 7 sequences marked spiritual alignment. Initially skeptical, Beatrice began tracking these patterns systematically. She found that when certain number combinations appeared in financial documents, those projects inevitably succeeded. It wasn't about manipulating numbers. Rather, the numbers themselves revealed when universal forces were optimally aligned for success. Both Albert and Beatrice's experiences reveal how numbers serve as the universe's timing mechanism, showing precisely when manifestations are ready to emerge from potential into reality. By learning to read these numerical signs, you can better understand divine timing and flow with universal currents rather than against them. Sacred practice. For the next 7 days, maintain a numerical synchronicity journal to decode the universe's mathematical messages. Record every repeated number sequence you encounter. In addresses, timestamps, receipts, phone numbers, license plates, or anywhere else they appear in your daily experience. Note your thoughts, feelings, and circumstances when each sequence manifests, paying special attention to your state of mind and any intuitive nudges you receive. Document both the numbers and the events or insights that follow their appearance. At week's end, review your journal carefully to identify patterns between specific numbers and manifestation outcomes. Which sequences preceded moments of breakthrough? Which numbers appeared during periods of clarity or inspiration? Let the patterns reveal themselves naturally, trusting that the universe's wisdom will become clear through this sacred observation. This practice will attune you to the universe's mathematical language, helping you recognize when conditions are perfectly aligned for your desires to manifest. As you develop this awareness, you'll begin to flow in harmony with divine timing, understanding the precise moments when universal forces are orchestrating in your favor. Your numerical synchronicity journal becomes a personal guide to the cosmic rhythms shaping your manifestation journey. Chapter 7. The Energy Bridges. In the midst of an ancient valley, James stood examining the massive stone bridge he had spent years constructing. As he traced his fingers along the weathered rocks, he noticed something extraordinary: invisible threads of energy, like gossamer strands of light, connecting each stone to the next. These ethereal filaments seemed to strengthen or weaken based on his thoughts about the bridge's stability. Through patient observation, James discovered that these energy threads responded to his focused intention. When he held unwavering faith in the bridge's strength, the invisible connections grew more luminous and resilient. In moments of doubt, they appeared to dim and fray. This revelation transformed his understanding of not just bridge building, but of reality itself. You too are constantly creating energetic bridges between your thoughts and physical manifestations. Every intention you hold sends forth invisible threads of possibility into the quantum field. These threads, strengthened by your belief and emotional energy, form the pathways through which your desires travel from the realm of pure potential into tangible form. Just as a physical bridge must be anchored on both shores, Manifestation requires both clear transmission of intention and open receptivity to receive. This truth was beautifully illustrated through Ruth, a telegraph operator in a remote mountain station. Through years of sending messages across vast distances, she came to understand that successful communication required properly functioning equipment at both ends of the line. Ruth noticed that even the strongest transmission would fail if the receiving station's equipment was misaligned or closed. Similarly, your manifestations require not only clear intention, but also an open and receptive state of being. When you maintain both a strong transmission of desire and an expectant receptivity to its fulfillment, you create the optimal conditions for manifestation. These stories reveal the fundamental nature of manifestation as a bridging process, a sacred connection between the unseen world of thought and the visible realm of form. Just as James's bridge united two separate shores, your focused intention creates tangible pathways for desires to cross from potential into reality. To strengthen your own manifestation bridges, practice this ancient technique. Sit in quiet meditation and visualize a magnificent bridge of golden light extending from your current reality to your desired manifestation. Send waves of gratitude across this bridge as if your desire has already manifested. Feel the gratitude flowing both ways, strengthening the energetic connection. Maintain this practice daily, knowing that each session reinforces the bridge between thought and form. Chapter 8. The First Recognition. In the rolling hills beyond the ancient valleys, Harold tended his flock as generations of shepherds had done before him. One crisp morning, he noticed something peculiar. His sheep had arranged themselves in a perfect circle just moments before an unexpected storm swept through. As days passed, he observed this phenomenon repeatedly. His flock would form distinct patterns that preceded weather changes he had merely thought about. At first, Harold dismissed these occurrences as coincidence. Yet, as his awareness grew, he witnessed his sheep forming crescents before partial moons, triangles before significant changes, and straight lines before calm periods. His flock had become living proof of the invisible dialogue between consciousness and the natural world. When you begin to awaken to the language of the universe, you discover that every moment carries meaning. These synchronicities, these perfectly aligned moments and seemingly impossible coincidences, serve as cosmic signposts, confirming your growing awareness. They are the universe's way of whispering yes to your awakening consciousness. In the valley below Harold's pasture lived Evelyn, whose garden held similar mysteries. She noticed her flowers blooming in patterns that mirrored her innermost thoughts. When she contemplated love, her roses would form heart-shaped configurations. As she dreamed of abundance, her vegetables would yield in spiraling patterns of the golden ratio. Her garden became a living canvas, reflecting the sacred geometry of her consciousness. These tales reveal a fundamental truth. Synchronicities are not random events, but divine confirmations of your expanding awareness. They appear more frequently as you align with your manifestation power, serving as bridges between your thoughts and their physical expression. Sacred Practice, the Synchronicity Journal. As the ancients recorded celestial movements to understand cosmic patterns, you are now invited to document the synchronized dance of consciousness and reality. Each day, Maintain a sacred record of meaningful coincidences, recurring numbers, and aligned events that catch your attention. Note the thoughts or intentions you held before these occurrences. Over time, patterns will emerge, revealing the unique way the universe communicates with you through the language of synchronicity. Like an archaeologist uncovering hidden treasures, you will begin to decipher the subtle messages woven into the fabric of your daily experience. Dreams that manifest in waking life, chance encounters that lead to profound opportunities, and repeated symbols that guide your path. All these become the sacred hieroglyphs of your personal journey. Through consistent documentation, you create a living testament to the universe's responsive nature, proving that your consciousness is forever engaged in an intimate dialogue with the infinite. Chapter 9. The Inner Compass. Along the misty shores of an ancient coastline, Nathaniel stood at the helm of his vessel, perplexed by his trusted compass. For 30 years, this instrument had guided him faithfully across treacherous waters, yet now it spun without direction. As he gripped the wheel, his mind clouded with thoughts of profitable routes and swift passages. The compass needle whirled ever more frantically. In a moment of exhaustion, Nathaniel released his grip on ambition and listened to the whispers of his heart. Instantly the compass steadied, pointing toward an unexpected heading. Though this course appeared to lead away from his planned destination, he followed its guidance. This decision led him to discover not only safer waters, but also opportunities far greater than those he had originally pursued. Your intuition operates much like Nathaniel's compass. It functions with perfect precision only when you align with your authentic path. This inner guidance system, more sophisticated than any human-made instrument, connects you directly to the universal intelligence that orchestrates all manifestations. When your thoughts, emotions, and intentions harmonize with your true purpose, this internal compass reveals the exact coordinates for materializing your desires. In the high mountain passes, Prudence learned this same truth through different means. As a guide, she had always relied on visible markers and well-worn paths. Yet one day, enveloped in thick fog, these external references vanished. In that moment of forced surrender, she discovered an inner knowing that surpassed sight, a bodily sensation that could discern safe passage through mere feeling. This physical intuition proved more reliable than any map, leading her group to safety through paths she could not see but somehow knew to trust. These ancient tales illuminate a fundamental truth. Your intuitive faculty serves as your most reliable navigation system in the art of manifestation. Like Nathaniel's compass and Prudence's inner knowing, it requires you to release rigid control and surrender to a deeper wisdom. When you quiet external noise and align with your internal truth, this guidance system activates with remarkable precision. Sacred practice. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Hold one specific question about your desired manifestation in your mind. Settle into 10 minutes of complete silence, allowing your breath to slow and your awareness to turn inward. Notice any sensations in your body, images that appear in your mind's eye, or sudden knowledge that arise. Trust that the first impressions you receive carry important guidance. Record these insights immediately afterward, knowing that your intuition has just revealed another piece of your manifestation map. Chapter 10. The Sacred Agreement. In a dimly lit chamber filled with ancient scrolls, Theodore meticulously copied manuscripts as he had done for decades. His quill moved steadily across parchment until one evening he discovered something extraordinary. Among the countless documents he had transcribed, there lay a contract bearing his own signature, yet he had no memory of ever signing it. The writing seemed to shimmer with an otherworldly gleam, the ink appearing both fresh and impossibly old. You see, within every soul exists similar contracts, sacred agreements made before your journey into physical form. These divine pacts contain the very essence of your manifestation potential, written in the language of spirit and sealed with the signature of your higher self. Just as Theodore uncovered evidence of agreements he made beyond time, you too carry within you the imprint of sacred contracts. These soul-level arrangements govern not only your life's purpose, but also your divine right to abundance. When you align with these pre-birth agreements, manifestation flows naturally, for you are simply claiming what you have already arranged to receive. Consider Millicent, whose classroom revealed this truth in an unexpected way. Teaching for 20 years, she noticed her students would sometimes demonstrate knowledge of concepts she hadn't yet introduced. As she observed this phenomenon more closely, she realized these children carried wisdom from agreements made before entering physical form. These stories mirror your own journey of remembrance. The struggle you may feel around manifestation often stems not from any lack of ability, but from temporary amnesia regarding your soul's abundant nature. You did not come here to earn abundance. You arrived with abundance encoded in your very essence. The universe honors these pre-birth contracts without question. Your task is not to convince the universe of your worthiness, but to remember the agreements you've already made. Like finding your own signature on a forgotten document, the evidence of your abundant birthright exists within you. Sacred practice. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed, a sanctuary where your soul can commune with its deepest truths. Light a candle if you wish, allowing its gentle flame to symbolize the eternal light of your divine essence. Close your eyes and allow your breathing to become deep and rhythmic, each breath drawing you closer to your soul's ancient wisdom. As you enter a meditative state, speak these words silently, letting them resonate through every cell of your being. I now connect with the sacred contracts my soul made before entering this life. Show me the abundance agreements that await my remembrance. Feel these words awakening dormant memories within your spiritual DNA. Remain in receptive silence for at least 15 minutes, allowing the whispers of your soul to emerge from the depths of your consciousness. Record any impressions, emotions, or memories that surface, no matter how faint or fleeting they may seem. Trust that what comes through, however subtle, carries the signature of your soul's original agreements. These gentle nudges and quiet knowledge are the breadcrumbs leading you back to your divine inheritance. Part 2. The Sacred Codes. Unlocking the Cosmic Vault. Chapter 11. The Dream Portals. Along the misty coastline stood a lighthouse where Loretta kept her nightly vigil. Each evening she would climb the winding stairs to tend the beacon, ensuring safe passage for ships navigating treacherous waters. Yet something mysterious began occurring. The vessels arriving at dawn carried cargo that perfectly matched her dreams from the night before. One night, she dreamed of exotic spices, and the morning brought ships laden with cinnamon and saffron. Another night brought visions of silk, and sure enough, merchants arrived with shimmering fabrics from distant lands. Within the realm of sleep lies a sacred workshop where manifestation begins its journey into physical form. Your dreams serve as more than mere reflections of daily life. They are active portals through which the universe shapes tomorrow's reality. In this twilight space between consciousness and slumber, your desires first take energetic form, like seeds planted in fertile soil. Consider Eugene, whose clock-making shop held timepieces of every description. He discovered that watches and clocks he repaired within his dreams would mysteriously function perfectly in his workshop the next day, though he had not yet touched them with physical hands. The intricate mechanisms that had puzzled him during waking hours resolved themselves in his dream state explorations. These tales reveal an essential truth. Your sleeping mind accesses the quantum realm where all possibility exists in pure potential. Here, free from the limitations of physical reality, your consciousness shapes the clay of creation itself. Just as Loretta's dreams preceded physical cargo and Eugene's dream repairs manifested in working timepieces, your nighttime journeys lay the groundwork for tomorrow's manifestations. The bridge between desire and reality often appears first in dreams, where your subconscious mind communes directly with universal intelligence. In this sacred space, you bypass the doubts and limitations of your conscious mind, allowing pure creative force to flow unimpeded. Ancient practice of dream manifestation. As you prepare for sleep each night, hold your chosen manifestation clearly in your mind. Speak these words silently. I now enter the workshop of creation, where my desires take form in the realm of pure potential. Let my dreams reveal the path of manifestation. Place a journal and pen beside your bed. Upon waking, immediately record any dreams, symbols, or impressions received, no matter how subtle or seemingly unrelated. Pay special attention to recurring symbols or themes, as these often contain coded instructions for bringing your desires into physical form. Continue this practice for at least one lunar cycle, allowing your dream wisdom to accumulate and reveal deeper patterns of manifestation. Chapter 12. The Emotional Alchemy. In a sun-dappled vineyard among rolling hills, Edgar tended his vines with practiced care. Through years of patient observation, he uncovered a truth that would transform his understanding of creation itself. The wines produced from his harvests varied dramatically, not based on weather, soil, or technique, but on the emotions he carried while gathering the grapes. When he harvested with joy, the wines sparkled with light, effervescent notes. In moments of melancholy, the same vines yielded deeper, more somber vintages. The grapes themselves seemed to absorb and transform his emotional energy into liquid form. Your emotional frequency acts as the primary catalyst in the alchemy of manifestation. Just as Edgar's feelings shaped his wines, your emotional state molds the raw material of reality itself. Fear, doubt, and anxiety attract experiences that mirror those frequencies, while love, joy, and enthusiasm magnetize abundance and fulfillment. The universe responds not to your words or actions, but to the emotional energy you broadcast into the quantum field. Clara, whose perfume shop filled a quiet corner of an ancient marketplace, discovered this same principle through her aromatic creations. Though following identical formulas, her fragrances would transform based on her emotional state during their preparation. When mixing essences while feeling peaceful, her perfumes carried notes of sublime tranquility. But if anxiety crept in during the process, those same ingredients produced sharp, discordant scents. Through this, she learned that emotions possess the power to alter the very structure of physical matter. These accounts illuminate the fundamental role of emotional mastery in conscious creation. Just as Edgar's wines and Clara's perfumes reflected their inner states, your external reality mirrors your emotional frequency with perfect precision. Each feeling generates a specific energetic signature that draws matching experiences into your sphere of awareness. By learning to transmute fear-based emotions into higher frequencies, you gain the power to reshape your manifest world. Ancient practice of emotional alchemy. Find a quiet, sacred space where you won't be disturbed, perhaps a corner of your home that feels especially peaceful, or a secluded spot in nature. Identify one persistent fear that blocks your manifestation power, the shadow that dims your creative light. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, allowing yourself to fully feel this fear without resistance or judgment, knowing that within every fear lies dormant power waiting to be unleashed. Now, with each slow, mindful inhale, imagine drawing this fear up from the depths of your body like wisps of silver mist. Feel it loosening its grip on your muscles, your bones, your very cells. With each exhale, transmute this dense energy into pure excitement and curiosity about what magnificent possibilities lie beyond the fear. Let wonder replace worry, potential replace paralysis. Continue this sacred practice for 7 minutes, feeling the fear transform into bright anticipation of positive possibility. Watch as the mist of fear dissolves into golden light. Notice how your body begins to tingle with newfound energy as the transformation takes hold. End this powerful practice by placing your hand on your heart center and speaking this truth with conviction. I choose to transform fear into fuel for manifestation. What once blocked me now empowers me. Chapter 13. The Diamond Clarity. In a small workshop bathed in morning light, Leopold hunched over his workbench, carefully grinding glass into perfect lenses. Day after day he noticed a peculiar pattern. Only his clearest, most precisely crafted lenses could focus sunlight into a single, powerful point. Those with even slight imperfections scattered the light, diffusing its power until it became useless. When you cast your desires into the universe, clarity acts as the lens through which manifestation energy flows. Just as Leopold's perfect lenses concentrated sunlight into transformative power, your crystal-clear intentions focus universal energy into precise manifestations. Vague wishes scatter this power like clouded glass, diluting the manifestation force until it can create only weak, unfocused results. The universe responds to specificity. It requires exact coordinates to deliver your manifestations. When your desires remain fuzzy or undefined, the creative force has no choice but to reflect that same uncertainty back to you. But when you define your desires with exquisite detail, you create a perfect lens for manifestation energy to flow through. In another part of town, Millicent sat at her sewing table surrounded by patterns and fabric. Through years of dressmaking, she discovered an immutable truth. The more detailed her patterns, the more beautiful her finished garments. Rough sketches inevitably produced shapeless, ill-fitting clothes. But when she took time to draw every seam, every fold, every minute detail, her creations emerged exactly as envisioned. These stories speak to an essential truth. Clarity acts as the focusing mechanism of universal energy. Just as light requires a perfect lens to concentrate its power, and a garment requires a precise pattern to take beautiful form, Your manifestations require crystal clarity to materialize as intended. Sacred practice. Choose one desire close to your heart, something that stirs your soul and quickens your breath when you imagine it. In your manifestation journal, describe it with such vivid detail that it comes alive on the page, painting a portrait so complete it seems to breathe with life. What does it look like in the golden light of morning, or beneath the silver glow of stars? How does it feel against your skin? Is it smooth as silk, warm as sunlight, or solid and grounding? What sounds accompany its presence? Perhaps gentle whispers, melodic chimes, or the steady rhythm of purpose fulfilled? What aromas fill the air around it, drawing you deeper into its reality? What tastes linger on your tongue, sweet or subtle, that complete this sensory portrait? Refine this description daily, adding layers of detail until the vision becomes so clear you can step into it with all your senses engaged, as though crossing a threshold into your desired reality. Let each revision sharpen the lens through which your desire will manifest, knowing that with every added detail, you forge a stronger bridge between thought and form. Chapter 14. The Detachment Paradox. In a sun-dappled meadow, Walter spent countless hours pursuing the most exquisite butterflies for his collection. Despite his skilled technique and swift movements, the ethereal creatures always eluded his net. One afternoon, exhausted from the chase, he settled beneath an oak tree to rest. As his breathing slowed and his mind grew quiet, something remarkable occurred. Butterflies of every hue began landing upon his shoulders, arms, and even his folded hands. In that moment of surrender, he gained more specimens than in all his years of pursuit. You must understand that manifestation follows this same divine principle. When you grasp desperately at your desires, you create an energy of lack that repels the very things you seek. The universe responds not to force, but to allowance. Your role is not to chase down your dreams, but to align yourself with their inevitable arrival. Just as a butterfly's delicate wings cannot be forced to stay still, your manifestations cannot be coerced into being. They must be invited through the power of detached expectation, knowing with certainty that what you desire is already yours, while releasing all attachment to how or when it appears. In her cottage garden, Prudence learned this truth through the whispers of her flowers. Early in her gardening journey, she would dig up seeds daily to check their progress, disrupting their natural growth. Her impatience led to withered plants and empty beds. Eventually, wisdom taught her to plant with intention, then step back in trust. She discovered that seeds flourish best when given space to unfold according to their own divine timing. These ancient tales illuminate the paradox at the heart of manifestation. What you release returns to you multiplied. Your desires are like those seeds in Prudence's garden. They require your initial focused intention, followed by complete trust in the universe's perfect unfolding. When you cease monitoring every minute detail of manifestation, you allow universal intelligence to work through countless unseen channels on your behalf. Sacred practice. Choose one desire that feels frozen in resistance, perhaps a dream that seems perpetually out of reach, or a goal clouded by doubt and worry. Hold it gently in your awareness, like a delicate flower bud in your open palm, then consciously release it to universal wisdom. With reverence and trust, speak these sacred words. I now release all attachment to how this desire manifests trusting that the universe will deliver this or something better in perfect timing. Let these words ripple through the cosmic fabric of creation, carrying your intention to the highest realms. Whenever anxiety about this manifestation arises, whenever you feel tempted to force outcomes or control the process, return to this practice of conscious surrender. Take a deep breath and remember, your role is to plant the seed of intention with loving focus. Then step back and allow the universe to nurture it to full bloom through its infinite channels of possibility. Just as a gardener cannot force a flower to open before its time, you cannot rush the divine unfolding of your desires. Chapter 15. The Sacred Timing. In a small village perched between mountains and sea, Theodore tended his clockmaker's shop with meticulous care. Each morning he wound dozens of timepieces, their synchronized ticking creating a symphony of order and precision. Yet one autumn morning, something extraordinary occurred. Every clock in his shop suddenly froze at precisely 9:47. At that very moment, Theodore received word that his first grandchild had entered the world. As days passed, this phenomenon repeated. The clocks would pause in unison when life-altering events transpired. A long-awaited letter arriving, an unexpected opportunity emerging, a crucial decision becoming clear. Theodore began to understand that true time moved not by mechanical gears, but through the sacred orchestration of the universe. You live within this same divine timing system. Every desire you plant in the fertile soil of consciousness unfolds according to an intelligence far greater than human scheduling. When you align with this sacred timing, you discover that manifestation operates not through force or haste, but through perfect synchronization with universal forces. In the valley below Theodore's shop lived Rose, whose farm yielded the most abundant harvests in the region. While other farmers anxiously watched market prices and rushed their harvests, Rose learned to wait for an inner knowing, a quiet certainty that signaled the precise moment for gathering her crops. Invariably, when she followed this guidance, she would arrive at market to find prices at their peak, her patience rewarded with prosperity. These tales illuminate a fundamental truth about manifestation. The universe operates through sophisticated timing mechanisms that far exceed human planning. Your role is not to push or force outcomes, but to attune yourself to the natural rhythm of creation. When you surrender your timeline and trust in divine orchestration, you allow your manifestations to arrive at the moment of greatest benefit and least resistance. For your practice of deepening trust in universal timing, select 3 situations in your life where you feel impatient or uncertain about timing. Perhaps a career transition, a relationship development, or a financial goal. For each circumstance, release your grip on when and how it should unfold. Instead, enter into sacred dialogue with the universe through this ancient meditation. Sit in stillness and envision each situation. Breathe deeply and declare, I surrender my timeline and trust in divine timing. Show me the perfect orchestration at work. Listen deeply for subtle guidance about divine timing already operating in your life. Record any insights received in your manifestation journal. Chapter 16. The Invisible Threads. In a time-worn workshop filled with looms and colorful threads, Cornelius wove tapestries that captured the imagination of all who beheld them. One morning, as sunlight streamed through dusty windows, he noticed something extraordinary. gossamer strands of light connecting his threads to points far beyond his workshop walls. These ethereal filaments stretched through windows and walls, linking his simple weaving to an infinite web of connections. As you awaken to the deeper truths of manifestation, understand that every desire you hold exists within a vast tapestry of interconnected lives and events. No manifestation arrives through isolated action, but through an intricate dance of countless souls playing their perfect parts in the universal design. In a distant city, Eleanor crafted fine garments, always searching for the perfect buttons to complete her creations. One day she needed 12 matching pearl buttons for a wedding dress. Rather than visiting her usual merchant, she felt drawn to take an unfamiliar route home. At a cafe, she met an elderly woman who mentioned her grandmother's button collection. This led Eleanor to a small antique shop where, remarkably, she found exactly 12 matching pearl buttons from the Victorian era. These stories reveal the profound truth that manifestation flows through channels far more sophisticated than your logical mind can comprehend. Every desire you hold activates an invisible network of synchronicities, drawing together precisely the right people, circumstances, and timing to bring your manifestation into form. The universe orchestrates countless details beyond your awareness, weaving together seemingly unrelated events into a perfect tapestry of manifestation. Your role is not to control this process, but to trust in the infinite intelligence that connects all things. Sacred practice. The gratitude web. Each week, express genuine gratitude to 3 strangers who cross your path. Though you may never know their role in your manifestation journey, acknowledge them as vital threads in the universal tapestry. This practice opens your awareness to the countless souls participating in your manifestations, even when their contribution remains invisible to your eyes. Chapter 17. The Gratitude Frequency. In a bustling marketplace of old, Edgar tended his modest shop with meticulous care. Each morning he would walk through his store, touching each item with reverence, from simple clay pots to rolls of silk. "Thank you for being here," he would whisper to his wares. To his amazement, he began noticing that whenever he expressed heartfelt appreciation for his current inventory, more items of similar nature would mysteriously appear. A grateful acknowledgement of his last bolt of blue silk would lead to merchants unexpectedly arriving with more, often offering better prices than ever before. Your relationship with abundance follows this same divine principle. The universe responds not to what you lack, but to what you recognize and appreciate. When you cultivate genuine gratitude for your present blessings, you activate a magnetic force that draws more reasons to be grateful into your experience. In a small village, Beatrice kneaded her bread dough each dawn, whispering words of thanks for how it would soon nourish her community. "Thank you for the sustenance you provide," she would say, as she worked the dough with loving hands. Other bakers questioned her practice of speaking to bread dough, until they noticed her loaves rose higher, stayed fresher, longer, and brought more customers to her door than any other bakery in the village. These ancient tales illuminate the sacred truth that gratitude serves as the most powerful catalyst for manifestation. When you truly appreciate what exists in your life, you transmit a frequency that the universe must match with greater abundance. Like Edgar's inventory and Beatrice's bread, your blessings multiply in direct proportion to your genuine appreciation of them. Sacred practice. As the sun rises each morning, sit in quiet contemplation, allowing the first golden rays to wash over you like a sacred blessing. Choose 3 aspects of your current reality for which you feel sincere appreciation. Perhaps the gentle breath flowing through your lungs, the comfort of your home, or the love of those around you. Express your gratitude as if these blessings have just manifested, including the desire you wish to manifest as though it already exists. Let each word of thanks flow from your lips like honey, sweet with genuine appreciation. Feel the warmth of appreciation filling your heart, expanding through your chest like a glowing light, knowing that this feeling itself is the magnetic force drawing more abundance into your life. This practice, performed with devotion each dawn, creates ripples of gratitude that echo throughout your day, attracting ever greater blessings to your door. Chapter 18. The Energy Investment. In the days of old, there lived a banker named Harold who kept the town's financial records with meticulous precision. Each evening, as oil lamps cast dancing shadows across his mahogany desk, he would review the day's transactions. Yet he noticed a peculiar pattern. Whenever his business decisions aligned perfectly with his inner values, the ledgers would balance themselves with supernatural ease. On days when he acted against his conscience, even the simplest calculations became arduous tasks filled with errors. Through your own journey of manifestation, you must understand that every action serves as a transaction in the cosmic bank of creation. Each choice you make either deposits positive energy toward your desires or withdraws from your manifestation potential. When your actions align with your intentions, you create a surplus of manifestation energy that compounds with divine interest. In a distant valley, Ruth tended her fields with unwavering devotion. Through seasons of plenty and drought, she discovered that her future harvests directly reflected how she cared for her current crops. The fields where she invested her most attentive energy consistently yielded the most abundant returns. Those she neglected, even slightly, produced diminished results. Through this, she learned that each present moment of care planted seeds for future abundance. These timeless tales reveal the sacred law of energetic investment. Your current actions are the seeds from which tomorrow's reality grows. When you consciously align your behaviors with your deepest intentions, you activate a powerful force of manifestation. Like Harold's balanced ledgers and Ruth's abundant harvests, your future manifestations reflect the energy you invest today. Sacred practice. Examine 3 actions you perform daily. For each action, ask yourself, does this behavior deposit positive energy toward my desired manifestation, or does it create resistance? Once you identify actions that drain your manifestation energy, consciously replace them with choices that align with your intentions. Record these changes in your manifestation journal, noting how different actions affect your energy and results. Chapter 19. The Mirror Work. In a small village among ancient hills, Martha crafted mirrors with such skill that people traveled from distant lands to acquire her work. Each morning, as dawn's first light filtered through her workshop windows, she would carefully polish glass until it achieved perfect clarity. Through years of dedication to her craft, she uncovered a mystical truth. The quality of reflection depended not on elaborate frames or expensive materials, but solely on the purity and smoothness of the glass itself. You must understand that your external world operates precisely like Martha's mirrors. The reality you experience reflects with exact precision the state of your inner being. When your consciousness remains clouded by doubt, fear, or unresolved pain, these distortions manifest as obstacles in your physical experience. Yet when you polish the mirror of your mind through inner healing, your outer world naturally transforms to reflect this newfound clarity. In another time, there lived a painter named George whose portraits captured more than mere physical appearance. As his brush moved across canvas, something extraordinary occurred. His paintings revealed the inner light or shadow dwelling within each subject's soul. Those who approached his easel with hearts full of joy found their portraits radiating an inexplicable luminescence, while those harboring hidden pain saw their true inner state revealed in subtle shadows and muted tones. Through these sacred tales, you glimpse the eternal truth that manifestation operates as a perfect reflection system. Just as Martha's mirrors could only reflect what stood before them, and George's paintings revealed inner truth, your external reality serves as a precise mirror of your internal landscape. Every circumstance you encounter reflects some aspect of your inner world seeking acknowledgement and healing. Sacred practice. Position yourself before a mirror in a quiet space where you won't be disturbed, creating a sacred moment between you and your reflected truth. For 7 minutes each day, gaze steadily into your own eyes while speaking your desired manifestation as if it already exists in your present reality. Watch carefully for any flicker of doubt crossing your expression, any tension arising in your face, any subtle shift in your energy. These reactions reveal the inner blocks requiring healing before your manifestation can fully materialize. Let the mirror become your teacher, showing exactly where inner work is needed to align your consciousness with your desires. Notice how your eyes respond to certain words, how your shoulders might tense or relax, how your breath changes as you speak your truth. Each micro-movement tells a story of your deepest beliefs, illuminating the path toward perfect alignment between your inner and outer worlds. In time, you will witness your reflection transform as your consciousness elevates to match the reality you seek to create. Chapter 20. The Architect's Mind. In the heart of an ancient city, there lived an architect named Albert whose reputation grew not from the grandeur of his designs, but from a mysterious phenomenon that followed his work. Each building he created somehow manifested more magnificently than its original blueprint suggested. The secret lay not in his technical skill, but in his ability to infuse his drawings with such vivid emotional detail that the universe itself seemed compelled to expand upon his vision. You possess this same creative power within your own consciousness. The imagination serves as your divine drafting table, where thoughts crystallize into energetic blueprints that the universe follows with precise detail. When you engage your imaginative faculty with emotional intensity, you activate the same universal forces that transform architectural drawings into towering edifices of stone and steel. In a distant village, Agnes, a seamstress of remarkable talent, discovered that garments she first crafted in her mind's eye required no alterations when brought into physical form. Yet those she approached merely technically, without emotional investment, never quite matched their intended design. Through this experience, she learned that feeling the reality of her creations in advance ensured their perfect manifestation. These tales illuminate a fundamental truth about the nature of creation itself. Just as Albert's emotionally charged blueprints yielded enhanced results, and Agnes's felt visualizations produced perfect garments, your imagination serves as the cosmic construction site where all manifestations take their initial form. The key lies not in mere mental pictures, but in the depth of feeling and sensory detail with which you imbue your visualizations. Sacred practice. Find a quiet space where you will remain undisturbed for 10 minutes, a sacred sanctuary where your creative power can flow freely. Choose one desired manifestation, something you wish to call into being, and close your eyes. Begin to construct this reality in your mind with exquisite detail, as though painting upon the canvas of infinite possibility. Feel the texture of objects associated with your desire, letting your fingertips explore every surface and contour. Hear the sounds that would accompany its fulfillment, from the subtlest whisper to the boldest declaration. Smell the aromas that would be present, allowing each fragrance to transport you deeper into this reality. Taste any flavors connected to this experience, savoring them as though they were already manifest. See every color and shape with crystal clarity until the vision becomes as real as the world around you. Most importantly, allow yourself to feel the emotions of already having received this manifestation, the joy that wells up from within, the deep gratitude that fills your heart, and the profound satisfaction of its completion. Let these feelings saturate every cell of your being, for they are the bridge between thought and form. This practice builds the energetic template from which physical reality will take its form, creating an unshakable blueprint in the universal consciousness. Part 3. The Master's Keys. Living as the Cosmic Creator. Chapter 21. The Resistance Release. Along the winding river that cut through ancient hills, there lived a riverboat captain named James, whose vessels carried precious cargo between distant ports. Through years of navigation, he made a curious discovery, one that would reveal a hidden truth about the nature of manifestation itself. When his boat struggled against the current, his first instinct was always to increase engine power. Yet he noticed that clearing fallen logs and debris from the waterway allowed his vessels to glide effortlessly, reaching their destination far sooner than brute force ever achieved. You too may have noticed this pattern in your own manifestation journey. Like many, you might believe that manifesting desires requires more effort, more focus, more spiritual practice. Yet the universe operates on precisely the opposite principle. Your desires naturally flow toward you when you simply remove the obstacles blocking their path. In a valley blessed with fertile soil, a gardener named Prudence tended her crops with diligence. Season after season, she observed that her neighbors poured more fertilizer onto their fields, trying to force greater yields. Yet Prudence discovered a simpler truth. By carefully removing weeds that competed for nutrients, her harvests flourished beyond measure. The plants required no extra nourishment. They simply needed space to grow according to their nature. These ancient tales illuminate the true mechanics of manifestation. Just as James learned that clear waterways served better than powerful engines, and Prudence discovered that removal of obstacles trumped forceful cultivation, your manifestations flow most freely when you release what blocks them. Your desires exist already in potential form, waiting not for more effort on your part, but for the dissolution of resistance patterns that hold them at bay. Sacred practice. Find a quiet moment, away from the noise and distractions of daily life, and bring to mind one area where manifestation feels blocked or stagnant. Let this challenge rise clearly in your awareness, neither judging nor trying to change it. Take pen to paper and begin a written dialogue with this resistance as though it were a wise teacher who has appeared to guide you toward greater understanding. Ask, what message do you carry for me? What do you need to release your grip? Record both your questions and the answers that arise from deep within your consciousness, trusting that ancient wisdom speaks through your inner voice. Continue this conversation until you sense a shift in the energy, a loosening of the blockage that has held your manifestation in check. As you write, remain open to unexpected insights and gentle revelations that may surface. Remember, just as the river flows naturally when obstacles are removed, and just as a garden flourishes when weeds are cleared, your desires manifest effortlessly when resistance dissolves. This sacred dialogue opens the channel through which your manifestations can finally flow freely. Chapter 22. The Sacred Surrender. Along the misty shores of an ancient port, there lived a sea captain named Nathaniel, whose wisdom came not from maps and charts, but from learning to dance with the ocean itself. Each morning as dawn painted the horizon, he would stand at his vessel's helm, feeling the whispers of wind and wave. Through countless voyages, he discovered an extraordinary truth. His ships reached their destinations with remarkable speed and safety when he surrendered to the prevailing winds rather than forcing his own chosen course. You too stand at the helm of your own manifestation journey. Like Nathaniel, you may have noticed that your greatest achievements often arise not through rigid control, but through divine partnership with universal forces. When you release your grip on specific outcomes, cosmic intelligence reveals pathways far superior to those your limited perspective could envision. The universe holds infinite wisdom, orchestrating countless variables beyond human comprehension. Your role is not to direct every detail, but to set clear intention and then allow higher intelligence to coordinate the perfect unfolding. Just as the sea captain learned to trust the wind's guidance, you are invited to trust the divine currents carrying your desires to fruition. In a sunlit garden filled with fluttering wings, a butterfly keeper named Evelyn discovered this same principle through her winged teachers. She observed that butterflies thrived most abundantly when she created optimal conditions, providing nectar-rich flowers and sheltering plants, then stepped back, allowing their natural intelligence to guide their development. Her attempts to control their movements or protect them too carefully only hindered their natural grace. These timeless tales illuminate the paradox of manifestation, that surrender holds more power than control. Just as Nathaniel's ship sailed truest when guided by the wind's wisdom, and Evelyn's butterflies flourished through gentle non-interference, your desires manifest most powerfully when you release them to universal intelligence. Sacred practice. Choose one cherished desire and create a sacred surrender ritual. Find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed, perhaps lighting a candle or creating an altar with meaningful objects that represent your intention. Settle into a peaceful state, breathing deeply and allowing your mind to grow still. Hold your desire gently in your heart while speaking these words with sincere devotion. I now release this desire to universal intelligence, trusting in divine wisdom to orchestrate the highest outcome. I surrender my need to control the process, knowing the universe sees possibilities I cannot imagine. Thank you for delivering what serves my highest good. Feel the profound relief as you truly let go, allowing divine timing to unfold naturally. Perform this ritual whenever attachment or anxiety arise about this manifestation, remembering that your surrender opens the channel for miracles to flow. Through this practice of deep trust, you align with the infinite intelligence that orchestrates all of creation. Chapter 23. The Quantum Field. In a dimly lit telegraph office perched atop a coastal cliff, Thomas sat surrounded by clicking machines that connected distant corners of the world. One fateful evening, as storm clouds gathered on the horizon, his instruments began behaving in ways that defied explanation. Messages from London, Cairo, and Singapore arrived simultaneously on his receiver, not interfering with each other, but somehow occupying the same space at the same time. You exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously, though your awareness typically focuses on just one version of reality. Like Thomas's telegraph machine receiving multiple signals at once, your consciousness can tune into parallel versions of your life that already exist in the quantum field. The universe operates as an infinite field of possibility, with every potential version of reality existing simultaneously until collapsed by conscious observation. Your power lies not in creating what you desire, but in selecting which version of reality you choose to experience most fully. Through mastery of your attention and emotional resonance, you can tune your consciousness to the frequency of the reality you wish to inhabit. In a remote mountain village, Millicent wove dream catchers using ancient techniques passed down through generations. She noticed that dreams caught in her nets shifted and transformed based on the intention she held while weaving. When she wove with thoughts of abundance, the captured dreams revealed prosperous futures. When she wove with thoughts of healing, the dreams showed paths to wellness. Through her craft, she learned that reality itself possessed this same malleable quality. These tales reveal the quantum nature of manifestation. Like Thomas's telegraph and Millicent's dream catchers, your consciousness acts as a tuning mechanism, selecting which version of reality becomes your dominant experience. Every desire you hold already exists in some parallel dimension. Your task is simply to align your frequency with that reality until it becomes your primary experience. Sacred practice. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed, a sacred sanctuary where the veils between realities grow thin. Close your eyes and allow your awareness to expand beyond the confines of this single timeline, reaching into the infinite web of possibility that surrounds you. For 5 minutes, fully immerse yourself in the feeling, sensations, and knowing of existing in the reality where your desire has already manifested. Feel it in every cell of your being, the textures, the emotions, the certainty that comes with inhabiting that chosen reality. Let your consciousness collapse the quantum waves of probability into your chosen experience, drawing that timeline ever closer until it merges with your present moment. This is not mere imagination. It is quantum navigation between parallel dimensions that already exist, a profound act of aligning yourself with the version of reality that calls to your highest self. Through this practice, you become both the observer and the creator, selecting which thread of existence becomes your dominant experience. Chapter 24. The Identity Shift. In a grand cathedral whose spires pierced the morning mist, Leopold moved silently between towering organ pipes that stretched toward heaven like ancient silver trees. For 40 years he had tuned these magnificent instruments to perfection, yet something peculiar caught his attention. When the cathedral's regular organist played, the notes rang clear but contained little magic. However, when visiting masters took their turn, the same perfectly tuned pipes produced sounds that seemed to emerge from another realm entirely. Through patient observation, Leopold discovered a profound truth. The difference lay not in technique or skill, but in how each musician viewed themselves. Those who played as mere performers created pleasant music, while those who embodied the identity of divine vessels channeled transcendent harmonies that transformed all who listened. You must understand that manifestation flows not from what you do, but from who you are. Every desire you seek exists already as a particular frequency of being. The outer world rearranges itself automatically to match your inner identity, making transformation of self the only real work of manifestation. When you attempt to attract desires while maintaining your current identity, you create resistance. Like trying to play a symphony while believing yourself an amateur, the notes fall flat. But when you dare to embody the identity of one who already possesses what you seek, reality naturally conforms to this new frequency of being. In a sunlit workshop across town, Rose crafted exquisite gowns for the city's most distinguished ladies. One day, she made an unexpected discovery. When she simply sewed the dresses, they turned out beautifully, but somehow incomplete. However, when she took time to wear each creation herself, embodying the elegance and grace they represented, the designs evolved to new levels of perfection. Through this practice, Rose learned that becoming must precede receiving. By modeling her own creations, she transformed herself into the very essence of what each dress represented. This internal shift automatically elevated her work, proving that outer manifestation flows naturally from inner embodiment. These tales illuminate the supreme law of manifestation. You must be it to see it. Your current reality perfectly matches your current identity. To transform your outer world, you must first transform your inner self-concept. Sacred practice. Choose one desired manifestation and spend an entire day living as though you already embody this reality. Make every choice, speak every word, and hold every thought from this elevated identity. Let your posture, your tone of voice, your gestures, and even your breathing reflect this higher version of yourself. When you encounter others, interact with them from this enlightened state of being. As you move through your daily activities, maintain unwavering awareness of your chosen manifestation, allowing it to infuse every moment with divine purpose. Notice how reality begins shifting to match your new frequency of being, as the universe rearranges itself to harmonize with your elevated consciousness. This is not pretense or acting. It is conscious alignment with a self that already exists in the quantum field, waiting to be activated through your deliberate recognition and embodiment. Chapter 25. The Cosmic Dance. In a windswept valley where ancient stone towers pierced the clouds, Edgar tended to his windmills with unwavering dedication. Each morning he would climb the weathered steps to adjust the mighty wooden blades, following what he believed was the optimal position. Yet, Despite his careful calculations, the mills often struggled against the wind rather than harnessing its power. Through years of observation, Edgar noticed something remarkable. When he aligned the blades to work in harmony with the natural wind patterns while maintaining their intended direction, the mills generated far more energy than when he forced them to face precisely where he thought they should. This delicate balance between respecting nature's flow and holding true to purpose revealed the sacred dance of manifestation itself. You must understand that the universe operates through perfect orchestration of all forces. Your role in manifestation is not to force reality into submission, but to align your will with cosmic currents while maintaining clear intention. Like Edgar's windmills, you achieve optimal results when you learn to dance with universal forces rather than fight against them. In a distant coastal village, Clara spent her days tending to the creatures in her tidal pools. Initially, she tried to maintain constant conditions, fighting against the natural ebb and flow of the tides. But her efforts left marine life struggling to thrive. Only when she learned to coordinate her care with nature's rhythms, feeding during incoming tides, cleaning during low tides, did her beloved creatures flourish beyond imagination. These tales speak to the fundamental truth of manifestation. Power comes not from exerting control, but from finding harmony between personal will and universal flow. Just as Edgar's windmills generated maximum energy through aligned cooperation with the wind, and Clara's creatures thrived when she worked with tidal patterns, your manifestations accelerate when you honor both individual intention and cosmic timing. Sacred practice. Choose one manifestation you deeply desire, something that stirs your soul and ignites your spirit with possibility. Find a quiet space and spend time in deep meditation, breathing slowly as you attune yourself to the natural rhythm of universal energy moving through your life. Like waves upon the shore, feel how this divine current already flows within and around you. Notice where you might be forcing outcomes or resisting natural flow, where your actions feel strained rather than graceful. Then, while maintaining clear and unwavering focus on your heart's intention, consciously align your actions with these cosmic currents. Release rigid expectations about how and when your desire should materialize, understanding that the universe's timing is perfect in ways your mortal mind cannot fully grasp. Hold steady to the essence of what you seek, like a sailor keeping sight of the North Star while allowing the winds and tides to guide the journey. Practice this sacred dance between will and surrender daily, neither grasping too tightly nor drifting aimlessly, but allowing the universe to guide your steps while keeping your destination in sight. In this balance between intention and acceptance lies the key to manifesting with grace. Chapter 26. The Sacred Trust. In the mist-shrouded waters of a remote coastal inlet, Harold maintained his lighthouse with steadfast dedication. Each evening, as darkness descended upon the churning seas, he would climb the spiral staircase to light the mighty beacon that guided ships through treacherous waters. For years, he attempted to direct maritime traffic through complex patterns of light signals, believing his human wisdom could best orchestrate the flow of vessels. Yet one stormy night, when thick fog rendered his carefully planned signals useless, Harold surrendered to a deeper knowing. He simply allowed his beacon to shine at its natural range and intensity. To his amazement, ships began arriving in perfect sequence, exactly the vessels needed by the harbor at precisely the right moments. His trust in the beacon's inherent power had activated an intelligence far beyond his own limited perspective. You must understand that universal intelligence operates through infinite channels, orchestrating circumstances with a precision that human planning could never achieve. When you release the need to control every detail of manifestation, you activate forces capable of arranging outcomes far more magnificent than your mind could conceive. In a sun-dappled valley, Beatrice sold seeds to local farmers, each packet containing potential for abundant harvest. Initially, she instructed customers to check their plantings daily, believing constant vigilance ensured success. But she noticed something remarkable. The most bountiful crops came from farmers who simply planted with faith, trusting in nature's wisdom to guide the growing process. These ancient teachings reveal that trust serves as the fertile soil in which manifestations take root and flourish. Just as Harold's lighthouse guided ships more effectively when he released control, and Beatrice's seeds sprouted more vigorously when given space to grow, your desires manifest most powerfully when you trust in universal intelligence to orchestrate their unfolding. Sacred practice. Sit in silence each morning for 11 minutes, allowing yourself to settle into a space of sacred stillness. Bring to mind your deepest fears about manifestation, the doubts that whisper of unworthiness or impossibility, the questioning thoughts that cloud your connection to divine wisdom. One by one, offer these fears to universal intelligence, saying, "I release this fear to infinite wisdom," choosing trust instead. As you speak these words, envision each doubt dissolving like morning mist in the warmth of sunrise. Feel the shift as doubt transforms into deep trust, as resistance melts into acceptance, knowing the universe holds the perfect plan for your manifestations. Let this practice become your daily reminder that when you surrender control, you open yourself to the limitless possibilities that divine intelligence has prepared for you. In this sacred space of trust, your desires are already taking form in ways more magnificent than you could imagine. Chapter 27. The Eternal Imprint. In the shadow of ancient mountains, Cornelius worked tirelessly at his stone carvings, his weathered hands shaping raw rock into forms of transcendent beauty. With each strike of his chisel, he noticed something extraordinary. The vibrations of his work seemed to ripple outward, affecting the very landscape around him. Years later, travelers would speak of inexplicable peace when passing his sculptures, though none knew the artist's name. You must understand that every thought, intention, and creation you manifest carries an energetic signature that reverberates through the fabric of time itself. Your manifestations are not merely personal achievements, but cosmic seeds planted in the eternal garden of existence. Through the wisdom of ages, it becomes clear that the power of manifestation extends far beyond the immediate gratification of desires. Each manifestation you bring forth creates ripples in the universal consciousness, touching lives across generations in ways you may never witness directly. In a secluded valley, Martha designed gardens with an intuitive understanding of nature's rhythms. She discovered that the patterns she created, the careful placement of trees, the flow of pathways, the arrangement of flowering plants, continued evolving long after she completed her work. Decades later, visitors would find themselves inexplicably inspired by these gardens, their souls awakening to new possibilities through the living legacy of her designs. These parallel stories illuminate a profound truth. Your manifestations carry forward through time, creating patterns of energy that influence countless souls on their own journeys of awakening. Just as Cornelius's sculptures and Martha's gardens continued to transform lives long after their creation, your conscious manifestations become timeless gifts to the collective consciousness. Sacred practice. Choose one significant manifestation you wish to bring forth, something meaningful that burns in your heart with divine purpose. Spend 20 minutes in deep meditation, seeing this creation rippling outward through time and space like waves upon an infinite ocean. Visualize future generations being touched by the energy of your manifestation, perhaps a child yet unborn discovering new possibilities through the path you've carved, or a seeker finding inspiration in the energetic imprint you've left behind. See how your creation becomes a beacon of light, illuminating the way for countless others who will follow. Feel the profound responsibility and joy of knowing that what you manifest today creates ripples of transformation throughout the ages. Hold this expanded vision as you proceed with manifestation, knowing your creation serves not only your present journey, but the eternal unfolding of universal consciousness. Trust that the divine force flowing through you knows exactly how to shape your offering into a timeless gift for all of humanity. Chapter 28. The Sacred Service. In the bustling heart of an ancient city, Robert maintained the intricate network of public timepieces that governed daily life. Each morning he would make his rounds, adjusting the mechanisms that kept the city's rhythm flowing smoothly. Yet something peculiar began to unfold as he worked. Whenever his heart filled with genuine desire to serve the community, the timepieces would mysteriously synchronize themselves, their hands moving in perfect harmony without his technical intervention. On days when his mind drifted to thoughts of recognition or reward, the clocks remained stubbornly misaligned despite his most skilled efforts. Through this sacred wisdom, you begin to understand that manifestation reaches its fullest power when aligned with service to the greater good. The universe responds most powerfully to intentions that extend beyond personal gain, multiplying your manifestation abilities when they resonate with collective evolution. This is not merely about altruism. It reveals the fundamental nature of universal energy as inherently connected and collaborative. In the depths of a drought-stricken valley, Agnes walked the parched earth with her divining rods, seeking life-giving water beneath the surface. For years she had used her gift to locate wells for wealthy landowners, earning substantial fees but finding only modest springs. Everything changed when she began offering her services freely to struggling villages. Suddenly her rods would pull with unprecedented force, leading her to abundant underground rivers that could sustain entire communities. The more she aligned her gift with service, the stronger her connection to the earth's hidden waters became. These parallel narratives illuminate an essential truth. Your manifestation power magnifies exponentially when directed toward collective benefit. Just as Robert's clocks aligned perfectly when his heart opened to service, and Agnes discovered greater springs when seeking to nourish communities, your own manifestation abilities will expand dramatically when focused on uplifting others alongside yourself. Sacred practice. Take 3 personal desires you wish to manifest and transform them through the lens of service. For example, if seeking financial abundance, reframe this as creating a prosperity system that enriches your entire community. If pursuing health and vitality, Envision how your well-being enables you to serve others more effectively. If manifesting a new home, see it as a sanctuary where wisdom and healing can be shared. Spend time daily holding these expanded visions, feeling how personal fulfillment intertwines naturally with collective evolution. Record how this shift in perspective begins attracting synchronicities and opportunities that serve both individual and community growth. Chapter 29. The Eternal Now. In the heart of a timeless garden, Theodore crafted sundials of exceptional beauty and precision. Yet beyond their practical function of marking hours, these instruments held a deeper secret. As he worked, Theodore noticed something extraordinary. When his attention fully merged with the act of creation, time itself seemed to bend. The shadows cast by his sundials would move with impossible swiftness, while he remained suspended in an eternal moment of pure presence. You now enter the gateway of a profound truth. The present moment holds infinite creative power. When consciousness fully inhabits the now, the illusion of linear time dissolves, revealing manifestation as an instantaneous phenomenon rather than a gradual process. Your desires already exist in the quantum field of possibility, waiting only for your complete presence to pull them into physical reality. The veil between thought and manifestation grows thinnest when you release all mental projections into the past and future. Like a master archer who hits the target by becoming one with the moment of release, your manifestation power reaches its peak when you fully inhabit the eternal now. This sacred presence creates a bridge between the seen and unseen realms, allowing desires to materialize with miraculous speed. In a sunlit studio across the city, Evelyn discovered this same truth through her portraits. For years, she had struggled to capture her subject's essence, until she learned to paint purely what appeared before her eyes in each moment. When she abandoned memories of how they had looked before, or imaginings of how they might appear in the future, something magical occurred. Her brushstrokes flowed with supernatural precision, creating works of such vivid life that viewers gasped in recognition. These parallel stories reveal the profound relationship between presence and manifestation. Just as Theodore's sundials marked the collapse of linear time, and Evelyn's portraits captured eternal moments, your manifestation power exists most purely in the now. When consciousness fully inhabits the present moment, the distance between desire and manifestation vanishes. Sacred practice. Set aside 1 hour each day for complete immersion in the present moment. Begin by sitting quietly and bringing full attention to your immediate sensory experience. Notice the texture of the air on your skin, the subtle sounds around you, the rhythm of your breath. When thoughts of the past or future arise, gently release them and return to pure presence. Allow this practice to dissolve the illusion of time, opening the gateway through which manifestations naturally flow. Chapter 30. The Universal Keys. In a quiet workshop filled with gleaming tools, Walter arranged his collection of keys with methodical precision. Each morning, he would test new combinations, seeking to understand the mysterious patterns that seemed to govern which keys opened which locks. One dawn, while working with an ancient brass key, he experienced something extraordinary. As he turned it in a single lock, he heard countless clicks echoing across space and time, as if that one key had simultaneously opened infinite doors. Through your journey of manifestation mastery, you now approach an essential truth. Certain universal principles act as master keys, unlocking multiple dimensions of reality at once. These cosmic keys reveal themselves to those who understand that the highest form of manifestation transcends individual creation, opening doorways to collective consciousness where awakened souls unite in grand cosmic projects. Just as Walter's discovery transformed his understanding of reality, you too are ready to access these universal keys that bridge individual and collective creation. When you align with these principles, your manifestations naturally expand beyond personal desires into realms of collective evolution. In the mountains above an ancient observatory, Ruth spent countless nights mapping the dance of stars. Through years of observation, she noticed something remarkable. Certain stellar alignments would only reveal themselves when multiple observers maintained perfect harmony in their viewing. The constellations seemed to respond to collective consciousness, forming patterns of unprecedented beauty when witnesses united their awareness. These celestial revelations mirror the truth that master manifestors eventually discover. The grandest creations emerge through unified consciousness. When awakened souls combine their creative power, they access reality-shaping abilities far beyond individual capacity. Like Ruth's harmonious stargazers calling forth new constellations, collective manifestation opens doorways to universe-spanning possibilities. Sacred practice. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and begin deep, rhythmic breathing. Visualize yourself surrounded by countless points of light, each representing an awakened soul across time and space. Feel your consciousness expanding to merge with this collective field of awareness. Now, hold in your heart a vision of something beautiful you wish to co-create for humanity's evolution. Allow this vision to resonate with the unified field, inviting other souls to join in its manifestation. Maintain this connection for at least 15 minutes, knowing that your individual light adds to the collective power of conscious creation. Conclusion. As you close this sacred codex, feel the weight of ancient wisdom settling into your being. These manifestation codes have awakened something timeless within you, a remembrance rather than a discovery. Like a seed that has waited patiently in fertile soil, this knowledge was never truly lost, but simply dormant, anticipating the precise moment of your readiness. You now carry a profound responsibility. These teachings are not meant to remain as mere words on chapters, but to flourish through your lived experience. Each manifestation you create serves as testament to these eternal principles, demonstrating to others what becomes possible when human consciousness remembers its divine heritage. The universe has orchestrated countless synchronicities to ensure these teachings reached you at this exact moment. Your readiness to receive them signals a deeper awakening occurring not just within you, but across the collective consciousness of humanity. Every thought you think, every intention you hold, every reality you manifest now ripples through the quantum field, contributing to this great remembering. You stand as a living bridge between worlds, between the mystical and mundane, between ancient wisdom and modern understanding, between individual potential and collective evolution. Your manifestations will serve as beacons of possibility, showing others what can be achieved when one aligns with universal intelligence. This knowledge now rests in your care, not as mere information to be studied, but as living truth to be demonstrated. As you step into your identity as a master manifestor, know that your creations extend far beyond personal benefit. Each reality you manifest contributes to humanity's evolution toward greater consciousness and abundance. The universe observes your awakening not with judgment, but with infinite love and support, knowing that as you demonstrate these principles, you inspire others to remember their own manifestation power. Through you, this sacred knowledge flows forward, ensuring these eternal truths continue illuminating paths for generations to come. Your journey doesn't end here. Click on this next audiobook that I promise will completely transform your perspective.